All right, no? So, good morning, guys, no? So, good day. All right, no? So, before we start, my apologies for posting this late. I have encountered a lot of problems in recording. Okay, probably, especially because since, as you all know, our teams have not yet been hindi pa okay, no? So that's why I opted to use another platform and medyo nahirapan tayo, no? But nevertheless, yeah, no? So yeah, I was able to record this session. Okay. So, yeah, welcome guys, no, sa ating ECE Essentials. So, our topic, no, for today, specifically the subject is signal spectrum and signal processing. So, we are done with the network theory. So, now we're gonna start the signals. And we're gonna open the discussion with some basic concepts first. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, without further ado, let's start the session, guys. All right. So, for the session outline of the basic concepts, so we have that definition of signals and systems. Okay, then classification of signals, and finally, we have the classification of systems. Okay. So, signals. No, so what is a signal? Basically, a signal is just a function. Okay. So, it's just a function that conveys information. All right. So, if it's a function that contains information, that is actually a signal. Now, a signal, okay, has since it is a function, okay, it has independent variable. Okay, and the independent variable that we typically use no for signal is time and frequency. Specifically for ECE. Okay? Some signals space no o yung kanyang independent variable like x or y dimensions. But in the ECE, we don't deal too much about that no. So ang focus natin is more on time and frequency as our independent variable. Okay? So we typically use the variable x no to represent a signal. Okay? And in that variable x, guys, no, so we use either t, okay, for time. Okay? And we also have our or, okay, we can use the capital letter X naman, guys. And for this one, we typically use the omega for the frequency. Okay? So for the frequency. Ngayon, yung T and omega na yan can be changed depende sa domain natin, no? Sorry, depende kung tayo ay continuous or discrete. And we're gonna learn this later, no, on our session. Okay? All right. So now let's talk about, no, okay, the conversion, no? Okay, between frequency and time because these are the two independent variables that we have. So let's say, guys, we have the x of t, okay? And we want to convert this to x of omega. Okay? So x of t, ang complete name nito, no? So we call this or classify this as continuous time signal. So this is CTS. Okay? And then the omega, that is the CFS, continuous frequency signal. Ngayon, class, no? So we're gonna learn this no in our future sessions. But the conversion of this, no, if we want to convert, guys, okay, the uh, x of t, okay, papuntang x of omega. So the operation or the tool that we use is what we call as the CTFT. Okay? That stands for the continuous time Fourier transform. Alright? No? So, ang palatandaan natin dyan, guys, is that we have the CT, kasi CT yung umpisa, CTS, tapos gusto natin papuntang CFS, FCF, so that we use the Fourier transform. Ngayon, no, another type ng variable natin for the time is yung n. So later on, we're gonna learn this or we're gonna call this as the discrete time. So this is what we call as a discrete time signal. Now, ano naman yung operation no or transform tool na gagamitin natin if we want to convert no x of n papuntang x of omega. Okay? X of omega, by the way, this is the CFS, right? Okay, no? So ano naman yung transform tool natin for this one? Okay. So ano naman gagamitin natin? Since galing tayo sa discrete time, so dito yung umpisa at papunta tayo sa CF, no? So that is the Fourier transform. So DDFT. Okay? So that's the operation that we use when we want to convert discrete time signal papuntang continuous frequency signal. Okay. So next nating class, we have the x of t again. What if this x of t naman, gusto natin convert no, sa x of, okay, k omega o. Okay? Where omega o dito is a fixed number or fixed value and k is integer. No? So k is integer here. Okay? So lagyan natin ng note, guys, for us to remember that. Okay. Yan. K here is an integer. So kumbaga integer multiples, no? Okay, of omega O. So ano naman tawag natin dito? No, so if you have the CT, the x of t, this is actually what again, guys? This is the continuous time signal, no? So gusto natin siya i-convert sa k omega O. This is now a discrete, no? Kasi ano na siya, integer multiples na ng omega O. So this is the discrete frequency signal. So ano namang operation to? Since galing tayo sa CT, we call this a CT, and papunta tayo guys ng ano guys, DF. So this is the FS. So or the continuous time Fourier series. So we use the CTFS when we want to convert a continuous time signal papuntang discrete frequency signal. Now guys, okay. So we also have our x of n again, and we want to convert this no to xk omega O. Okay? So ano namang operation siya? Okay, so as you might have guessed, okay, what this operation is, again, since this is a continuous time signal, discrete time signal na ito, so gusto natin i-convert papuntang, ano guys, discrete frequency signal. So, since galing tayo sa DT, so this is DT, at papunta tayo sa DF, so this is FS or DTFS. Discrete time Fourier series. Okay. Ayan. So now, some books, guys, para hindi malito yung readers, what they use actually is, okay, again, look at this. This is still continuous frequency. But for us to have an indicator, kasi pag binigay na sa iyo yung x of omega, you will not know, okay, if x of omega pa rin yung symbol, kung nanggaling siya sa CT o nanggaling siya sa TT, correct? So that is why, guys, often they use, okay, instead, capital letter omega, okay, to indicate that the original of the transform is galing sa N. But don't get me wrong, no? So this is still x of omega and I mean they are both x of omegas, they are both continuous frequencies. Kumbaga iba lang yung symbol na ginagamit if nanggaling siya sa TT. Okay? So similarly ito din. So instead of omega O, what they use here to avoid confusion, no, or to have an additional information, so capital letter omega O yung ginagamit. So that is why guys, no, if you see x of capital letter omega, you already have the idea na galing siya sa x of n. Okay? Now, kung mapapansin nyo guys, all of these operations are bidirectional arrow. Bakit bidirectional arrow yung ginagamit natin? We use it because there's an inverse operator, no, na pwede. What I'm trying to say is if you use the CTFT to get the CFS or the continuous frequency signal, you can apply then the inverse CTFT to get the CTS again. Okay? So, ganun siya guys. Alright? Okay. Now guys, this last transform, this is not usually used na. Okay? Why? Because there's a more efficient, okay, operator or operation na ginagamit instead of this. So ano na yung ginagamit ngayon, sir? So yung ginagamit natin na transform now is yung tinatawag nating, okay, DFT na siya. Okay? So ang nangyari sa DFT is if you have your x of n, okay, it can be converted now, no, to x of k na lang, guys. Okay, this is x of k. Okay, again, this is still a discrete frequency signal, no, pero k na lang usually yung symbol na ginagamit. At ang tawag natin dito, guys, ay discrete Fourier transform na lang. Now, to implement the discrete Fourier transform, because this is the process, but the algorithm used is yung naririnig nyo guys, at I think narinig nyo na siya, that is the FFT. Okay? FFT is the algorithm. So, the fast Fourier transform. So, ito na yung ginagamit sa mga computer algorithms, no? Computer-based algorithm na siya to convert, okay, a discrete time signal papuntang discrete frequency signal. Okay? So, yung lahat-lahat na yan yung mga Fourier transform natin, no? So, sinamarize natin siya. So, now guys, okay. Ano napansin nyo, no? So far, ang mga conversion natin is more on time domain to frequency domain. Pero wala tayo guys na ano po, no? So, ito yung parang pinaka madalas na itatanong. Sir, if I have my x of t, can I get the x of n from it? No? So, kung meron akong continuous time signal, sir, can I get the discrete time signal from it? Yes, pwede. Pero hindi bidirectional arrow, no? So, in the future sessions, we're gonna discuss this, no? This is a separate session, guys. And yeah, this session is parang may sarili siyang session. Okay? So the operation here is what we call as the sampling. Okay? So sampling yan, guys. Okay, so x of t to get the x of n, that is the sampling. Kapag kabaliktaran naman guys, no, kasi hindi siya bidirectional arrow, no? So, ba't hindi siya bidirectional arrow, sir? Kasi magkaiba yung operation na yon, no? So, kapag galing sa x of n and you want to get the x of t, the operation is what we call as the reconstruction. No? So, reconstruction. Okay, hindi kasha, no? So, that is the reconstruction. So that is the operation. And remember guys, that reconstruction is not always possible. There's a criteria that needs to be satisfied. Okay? So kung alam niyo na siya guys, yun yung Nyquist, okay, criterion. It needs to be satisfied to be able to reconstruct x of n papuntang x of t. Okay? So naintindihan guys? Yes, yes sir. Okay, sige. Now, what is a system? So, sa control systems, kung naalala nyo pa, a control system is a system that can be controlled. Okay? But what is a system itself? So, a system, guys, is just an interconnection of various devices, various components with the aim of converting an input signal or relating an input signal to an output signal. So, it can perform any transformation, any operation that you can apply to an input signal if you're able to get an output signal, that is a system. Okay? For example, yung system mo nagta-times 2. Okay, nagpa-plus 5, no? So, x of t pumasok 1, pag output niya 7 na. So, bali nag-times 5 ka and nag-plus 2 ka. So, that is a system. So any operation or any transformation that it can perform, no, to your input signal to produce an output signal, that is basically a system. So no need to think too much about this one. I mean, huwag niyo masyadong no, kasi when you say system, 'di ba? Parang CSAT, no, o kaya ESAT, right? Okay? So parang communication systems o kaya electronic systems. Hindi naman gano'n, no? When we say system at its grassroots, it's just only, tawag dito, just only relates, no, the input signal to the output signal. Okay, sige, no? So let's answer some review questions, guys. Question number 1. This refers to the mathematical representation of a physical phenomenon that contains some information. So basically, this is the topic itself. The answer is option C. The answer is signal. Okay. Next question, guys. Which of the following transform tool can be used to convert a... Okay. Yan natin, no? Basahin natin maigi, guys. Ano to pinapa-convert sa ating class? We're asked to convert the CTS. Okay? Continuous time signal daw. By CTS into a DFS, discrete frequency signal. So, ano ito guys, no? Based dun sa data natin or yung lecture po natin kanina. So, ang CTS to convert sa DFS, this is basically, okay, very good. Option B, continuous time Fourier series. So, ang palatandaan ko dito, titingnan nyo lang yung first. Okay? So, di ba, continuous time signal, ano? Okay? Continuous time signal. So, this is C, okay, T. So, dapat CT din yung una. Okay, CT din yung una. And so, C, okay, T. Tapos, since DF na ito, pag DF guys, FS siya. Okay, FS siya. Kapag ka CF yon, FT naman. Okay, kunyari, continuous frequency signal, so Fourier transform naman siya. Okay guys? Yes. Okay. Okay, ito na yung sinasabi natin, no? So, what's the difference between a continuous time signal and discrete time signal? So, pag sinabi natin city signal, ito ay signal that takes a value at any instant of time. So, anytime na maisip mo, there's a corresponding value for your signal. So, for example, in this signal, no? So, 0 to t, the axis is t, x-axis is t. So, suppose, guys, no, we think, okay, sige. So, ito, let's say the value of this is 1.5. So dahil 1.5 siya, no? So may corresponding value yan si 1.5, no? Pag tinrace natin, here's the value of your 1.5, whatever it may be. Okay? So whatever it may be, no? So let's say value niya ay 5. Okay? Gets, guys? No? So if you think of another number, so let's say naisip natin ay, okay, banda rito, let's say this is 2.75. Okay? 2.75, let's say. 2.75, guys, may value pa rin siya. Okay? May value pa rin yung signal natin if it's 2.5. Sabihin natin yung value niya ay 5.3. Okay? Something like that. You understand, guys? So there's a value no of any instant of time na maiisip natin. That is a continuous time signal. So T yung ginagamit natin na independent variable for that. Because no hindi lahat ng pag sinabi naman nating discrete time signal, okay, ang discrete time signal guys ay may values lang siya at particular instances of time. Specifically integer values. So as you can see here no, may value lang siya sa 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. No? Or negative integers, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Okay, doon lang siya may value. So for example, no, I want to find the value of this signal at 2.5. So, di ba, ito yung 2.5 guys. I think medyo malabo. Ito, yan. This is the 2.5, right? So pag pinoject natin sa taas, wala. Wala siyang value. Hindi siya defined, no, at 2.5. So that is a discrete time signal. So meron na siyang value, it is defined only at particular instances of time. Now, another way on how to express okay, discrete time signal, bukod dito sa graphical and bukod sa equation form, is it can also be written in what we call as a finite length sequence. So dito sa right, so makikita natin dito guys, this is actually a finite length sequence. Okay, so finite length sequence siya. So meaning to say guys is that, tapos yung arrow, yan, so it indicates kung nasa yung index 0. Okay, so ibig sabihin class, this is index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5, index negative 1, index negative 2, index negative 3. So meaning to say guys, for example, we want to find the value of x of negative 3. And what's the value of that? Napin nyo lang yung index na negative 3. So index ng negative 3, ito yon. Anong corresponding value niya? 1. So you're gonna write it as 1. Okay guys, nagagets po? So for example, no, I want to find the x of 2. So anong value ng x of 2? Titingnan nyo lang yung may index na 2 and that is 1. So let's say x of 4. No? So what's the value of that? That is the 2. Okay, so that's how you define a finite length sequence. Okay, so naintindihan guys, no? So based sa index. Yan. Okay. Sige. So, yan. Let's answer problem number 3. So, a signal is defined by the function. So, x of t equals 10 sine ng 100 pi t plus pi over 6. So, this signal can be classified as, okay. So, as you can see here, guys, no? Okay, ano yung ating independent variable? Independent variable natin ay t. Okay, so this is continuous time signal. So, the answer is the option B, continuous time signal. Okay, clear? Yes. Okay. So next question, number 4. A continuous time signal is given by x of t equals 5 cosine of 20,000 pi t plus pi over 3. If the signal is sampled at the rate of 8 kilohertz, determine the corresponding discrete time frequency, okay, omega, okay, in radians per sample. So ito na yung sinasabi natin guys, no? I-convert natin actually, okay, yung discrete, yung continuous time signal into the discrete frequency signal. Okay? Tapos ang hinahanap is yung frequency. Okay? So how do we do that? No? So what would be our solution? So solve natin guys. So sa conversion po, okay, kapag gusto nyo or sampling itself, ang ginagawa lang natin dito, assuming that we gonna use the continuous time, the continuous sampling, is that yung T natin, it can be replaced by NTS. Okay? So, ganun lang guys. So, yung T natin sa original expression can be replaced with the NTS. Now, ano po yung TS, sir? That is the sampling period. Kaya lang ko hindi given yung sampling period, no? So, we can use the sampling frequency. We know, guys, that TS is the reciprocal of Fs. TS is equal sa reciprocal ng Fs. So, meaning to say, this is equivalent sa N over Fs, where Fs is the sampling frequency. Okay? So, yan yung equation or formula na gagamitin natin kapag nagko-convert po tayo. Okay? So, malinaw guys? Okay, sige. So, now convert natin, no? So, we have the x of n. So, what is our x of n, guys? So, x of n, okay, is equal to, okay, so we have 5, no? So, 5 cosine, okay, we have 20,000 pi t. So, we have 20,000. Okay, we have the pi. But what is our t, guys, no? So yung t natin, it gets replaced with n over fs. So n upon, ano yung fs natin, class? Okay, that is 8,000. Kasi 8 kilohertz, guys. Okay? And then, copy nyo lang yung plus pi over 3. Phase or time shift, Okay, it's nothing to do with the conversion. Okay, guys? Ayan. So what will appear here, guys? No? So that would be, okay, 5 cosine. Okay, what is 20,000 pi divided by 8,000? What is 20,000 pi divided by 8,000? So 20,000 divided by 8,000. So we have the 2.5. So this is the 2.5 pi. Okay, n na siya. Plus pi over 3. Okay? Now, what is being asked in the question is the discrete frequency only. When you say discrete frequency or simply the frequency, yun yung nakadikit sa N or T. Like this one, ang frequency natin dito, yung omega natin dito, yung 20,000 pi. Okay? So dito, ano yung nakadikit sa N? This is simply the 2.5 pi. Gets? Yun, no? So we have the 2.5 pi. However, okay, no? Okay na. So nagets nyo na ha kung paano nakuha yun. However, okay, please note guys that, okay, please note that, ano po, please note that yung omega natin class is actually may bounds siya. So dapat this is only from negative pi to pi. Okay? And nagre-repeat siya every 2 pi. Gets? Yung frequency natin mismo is nagre-repeat every 2 pi. Think of it as same sa degrees. Like when we say 0 degrees, same siya sa 360. Same siya sa 720. Nagets po? Sa mga degrees. Like for example, di ba? For example, you have, pero ito. Ito yung ating angle. Let's say yung angle natin is 30 degrees. Okay? So, same itong 30 degrees natin na ito. Okay, same itong 30 degrees natin na ito. Saan guys? So kung isang buong ikot class, okay, same to sa ano po, 390 degrees. So when you say 390 is the same as 30. So you won't say 390, you just say 30. Parang ganun, yung idea. I hope you get what I'm saying guys. Okay? So ibig sabihin class no, dapat yung omega natin, okay? Yung omega natin it should be in the range of negative pi to pi. As you can see, 2.5 pi is outside this range, right? So anong gagawin? Since modulus of 2 pi siya, yung 2.5 pi natin, we need to subtract 2 pi. Okay? Babawasan natin ng 2 pi. So ano yung answer dito? We have the 0.5 pi. Then, itong 0.5 pi na to, we need to check, is this inside the range? Yes, sir, pasok na siya. So therefore, that is our answer. Okay, that is our answer. Since it is within the range of the negative pi to pi. Okay, guys? So, naiintindihan? Yes. So, kumbaga, ang talagang signal kapag na-sample siya no, at 8 kHz, the result is the 0.5 pi. Okay? 0.5 pi. Kumbaga, 5 cosine 0.5 pi n plus pi over 3. So, that's the correct answer. It should be. Okay? Sa sampling natin. So, yeah. Understand, guys? Gets po? Yes? Yes, sir. All right. Okay. So, I hope that's fine. Okay. Sige. Proceed tayo, guys. So, next classification natin po, we have what we call as the, ano, no? So, we have what we call as the deterministic signal and random signal. So, pag sinabi nating deterministic signal, ang signal natin, okay, ibig sabihin, itong signal na to can be expressed, okay, in a mathematical formula or mathematical equation. So, hindi po ito mismo yun, ha? Ito lang ang isang example. Itong waveform natin dito, this is the complex exponential waveform. So, C e to the minus t cosine ng omega o t plus v. So, ito yung graph niya. Since this graph has an equation, this is deterministic. Remember guys that not all signals can be expressed into an equation. So, some of them, okay, hindi kaya. Like for example, noise, voice. So, these signals, wala siyang formula, wala siyang equation. So, ang tawag natin doon, these are random signals. So, pag sinabi natin random signal, guys, okay, the signal takes a random value. Okay, random value siya, no? At any given time. So, sirs, if random value siya at hindi siya pwedeng lagyan ng equation, how do we usually represent it, sir? Okay? How do you usually analyze it mathematically? Remember, for us to analyze mathematically, dapat may equation, right? So, dito walang problema. Deterministic signal, pwede. No, may formula siya. May function value siya. Pero pag random signal, wala. So usually we use probability distributions. So for example, white noise, we use the uniform distribution. For example, the additive white Gaussian noise, we use the Gaussian distribution. No, so probability distributions are used to analyze random signals. Okay? Ayan, no? But this is beyond the scope of the signals, no? So more on comms na kasi yun, guys. Alright? Okay. Sige. So let's answer some questions po. Number 5. This refers to a signal that can be uniquely expressed by an explicit mathematical expression. So pag pwedeng lagyan ng formula, anong tawag natin doon? Okay, the correct answer is option D. We have the deterministic signal. We have the deterministic signal. Okay? Yan. Alright. So next topic natin, guys. So our next topic is all about the Okay, so our next topic is all about the periodic and non-periodic signal. Of course, by now, no, you know already what you mean when we say periodic. When we say periodic, nauulit, may pattern yung signal natin. So for example, square wave, di ba? Sine wave. Yung itsura niya nauulit-ulit. And the duration before it repeats itself, that's what we call as the period. Okay? So sa period, guys, no? So for continuous time, so we use capital letter T, okay, for the period, and capital letter N naman for discrete time. So mathematically, guys, no, ito yung expression natin. So we have x of t equals x of t plus capital letter T. Ibig sabihin, guys, for a particular value ng isang signal, kung nag-add ka ng period mo doon, mauulit siya. Like for example, ang value niya for 1 second is 5. So kung ang period mo ay 10, so at 11 seconds, the value will also be 5. So nauulit po siya pag nag-a-add tayo ng period sa time niya. Okay? Ngayon, madalas ang itsura ng mga periodic signals ay sinusoidal. And even if it's not sinusoidal, pero periodic siya, by Fourier series theory, we can actually express them as sinusoidal pa rin. So basically, ang iti-take note natin dito is yung period ng mga sinusoidal signals. Okay? So for this sinusoidal signal, guys, ang period natin ay 2 pi over omega for continuous time. And for discrete time, that is 2 pi over omega also. No? Remember, class, that we use the lowercase omega pag continuous time siya and omega for discrete time. Okay? So, yun lang yung pinagkaiba. Kaya lang, guys, remember, guys, na kung ma-recall nyo, na what we said about the discrete time is dapat ito ay integer. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, guys, pag kinuha natin yung omega over 2 pi, it should be rational. It must be rational. Pag sinabing rational, guys, is dapat pwede siyang express as a fraction. Yung omega over 2 pi. In other words, dapat may multiple ng 2 pi yung omega mo. Pag wala, hindi siya pwedeng gawing integer. Okay, sir, medyo naguluhan ako doon. Mamaya may example tayo, no? Para mas maintindihan yung class. Basta tatandaan nyo lang, class, ang idea is that for discrete time signal, dapat yung kanyang period ay integer. Okay? Kung di man siya integer, dapat fraction, rational. Okay? Kumbaga, dapat fraction siya, ba? 3 over 2, okay, 5 over 7. So, dapat ganun. Hindi pwede na irrational, like may pi, okay, or any irrational numbers. Dapat rational. Okay? Yeah. Sige. So, of course, if the one that we said earlier is not satisfied, the signal is actually non-periodic or aperiodic, no? Ang classification niya. Okay? Sige. So, sige, number 6. Which of the following statements best define a continuous time periodic signal? Okay? So, letter A signal for which x of t equals x of negative t for all values of t. So, this is wrong because this is a classification later na malalaman natin. This is event signal po yan. So, mamaya magigets, didiscuss natin siya. So letter B, a signal that is non-zero only for a finite duration of time. Again, this is a different classification. This is causal. Okay, causal yung meaning niya. So letter C, a signal can be expressed as sum of sinusoidal function with different frequencies. Ito yung Fourier series. So mali rin to. So iwan na lang is letter D, a signal for which a positive value of t exists such that x of t equals x of t plus t. Okay, for all t. Yeah, that's correct. That's the definition of a periodic continuous time signal. Okay, guys? Okay. Sige. So that's it, no? Okay, guys. Alright, eto. A discrete time sinusoid x of n equals sine omega n is periodic if and only if, ito yung nasabi natin guys, so dapat is, ano siya, rational multiple ng 2 pi. Okay? Rational multiple ng 2 pi siya. So pag wala siyang pi, okay, irrational yun. Okay? Magiging irrational siya. And that will not be periodic. Okay? So magiging periodic lang ang isang discrete time sinusoid kapag yung omega niya, okay, yung omega natin ay may pi or 2 pi. But basically pi, basta may pi. No, kasi magiging rational multiple naman siya ng 2 pi basta may pi siya. So pag walang pi guys, that would be non-periodic na. So yun yung common mistake ng students guys, no, with regards to discrete time signals. Okay? Ayan, parang ito class, no? So which of the following signals is not periodic? Okay? So alin daw ang hindi periodic? So kapag continuous time, basta sinusoidal, automatic periodic na yun guys. So this is periodic, this is periodic. Okay? Cosine ng 5t, sine ng 2πt. Walang restriction, kumbaga kung may pi na multiplier dun sa ating frequency. Okay? So periodic na yung A and D. How about B and C? So let's test first yung option C. Okay? Unahin mo natin yung option C. So what is the omega sa option C guys? Omega sa option C is simply pi over 2. Simply pi over 2. Okay? So pag kinuha natin yung n guys, no, so that would be ano po, 2 pi over omega yung formula, right? So that would be 2 pi, okay, over pi over 2. Since nakita nyo guys, so na-cancel yung pi, so the answer here is 4. So ang period natin ay 4. So sa option C, ang period natin ay 4. Okay? So yung e raised to j pi over 2n. By the way, this is what we call as complex exponential. So sine and cosine din to, no, kung nare-recall nyo sa advanced math nyo. So pag may e raised to j tapos something, that is still sinusoidal. Okay? So tingnan nyo yung option B guys, no? So look at the option B. So sa option B, okay? So option B, this is cosine ng 5n. So yung omega natin ay equal sa 5. Tama? Kasi yun yung multiplier ni n eh. Okay? So pag kinuha natin yung period nito, no? So that would be 2 pi over 5. So obviously class, hindi na-cancel yung pi. This is irrational. So dapat kasi yung lalabas dito, at least, dapat integer. Pero kahit hindi integer, basta rational. Kumbaga, fraction siya. Okay? Pwede. But this time, since we have no way to cancel the pi, so therefore, option B is what we call to be not periodic. Option B is what we say to be the non-periodic. Okay? So I'll just erase this, baka malito kayo sa answer. And so option B is the answer here. Okay? Option B is the answer here. Okay, guys? Naintindihan naman? Yes? Oops. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, sige. So question number 9. So find the fundamental period of the given signal. So x of t equals sine ng 20t plus cosine ng 50t. Okay. So paano gagawin natin dito guys? No? So how do we solve this one? Okay. So to solve this one guys, okay, no? So how do we get the fundamental period? There are a lot of ways to do that, but since this is review, I will not discuss all the solution. So what I will give you is the fastest way. Okay? Kapag meron tayong composite signal, kumbaga isang signal na maraming sine and cosine. Kasi pag isa lang, this is simply equals sa 2 pi over omega. Pero since multiple sine and cosine ang involved sa iyong signal, okay? So this is a composite signal. So kukunin muna natin guys yung fundamental omega O. So this is given as ano po, greatest common factor ng mga numerators, okay, divided by the least common multiple ng denominators. Okay? So sir, ano pong ano yan? Ano pong ibig sabihin ng numerator and denominator later, no? I will tell you. Okay, but yeah, this is the formula first. Okay? So ito yung gagamitin natin, guys. Oops, di na daya yung ano. Hehe, wait lang. Yun. Okay? So paano siya gagamitin? So remember that the given, let me rewrite guys, no? So our given is, okay, we have x of t, okay, equals, ano to guys, sine ng 20t. So we have the sine of 20t. The 20 can be written as 20 over 1 kasi kailangan fraction siya eh. So sir, pwede po bang iba? Like, pwede po bang 40/2? Pwede naman. But the simplest is 20/1, no? So don't overcomplicate it. So we have cosine ng, ano naman guys? Cosine ng, okay, 50/1. Okay, t. So kailangan kasi maging fraction siya. So ngayon guys, kukunin natin yung omega o. So what is the greatest common factor ng numerators? Ano ba ang mga numerators natin? We have the 20 and we have the 50. Okay? Over the LCM ng denominators, LCM ng 1 and 1. So ano ang GCF ng 20 at 50? Highest number that you can divide to 20 and 50, that is that 10, I think. Yeah, we have the 10. Okay, and this one, 1. So this is 1. So we have the 10. So our omega O is nothing but that 10. So ngayon guys, kung gusto nating mahanap yung period, this is simply equal sa 2 pi over omega. So fundamental period natin ay equal sa 2 pi over the omega O. Okay? Ayun, no? So we have therefore 2 pi. Okay, divide by, ano yung omega O natin guys? We have the 10. So therefore, T sub O natin, this is nothing but pi over 5. This is the pi over 5. I got it, guys? Yes. So therefore, our answer is the option B. We have the pi over 5. Okay? So, clear, guys? So, naiintindihan naman? Yes? Yes, sir. All right. Okay, sige. So, how about the next one? So, find the fundamental period of the given signal. Ito, n naman, guys. Okay. So, ingat dito, class, no? Lalo na pagka ganyan, multiple, may plus and minus pa. So, ang kailangan lang natin dito na kukunan ng fraction is yung frequencies. So, yung nakadikit sa n. No? So, ignore anything else, guys. Okay? Even DC value, it does not affect the periodicity of the signal. So, kailangan lang natin is yung naka-factor sa n. Okay? So, what would be the solution for this question, guys? Okay, so ang gagawin natin dito po, kukunin lang natin yung ano. Okay, ganun ulit. So, we have the omega O. Okay? Ayan, no? So, I think I made a mistake here. Sorry. Since this is continuous time, hindi naman siya mistake as in mali, Ano lang, no? Omega dapat yung ginamit natin. Gets? Kasi continuous time nga pala siya. So, my apologies for the oversight pagdating sa symbols. Again, it doesn't matter naman, pero to be consistent, so yan yung gamit natin dapat. Okay? So for this one, since tayo ay discrete time, so omega O capital na yung gagamitin natin. Again, this is the GCF, no? Same lang siya ng formula, guys, Ang pinago ko lang is the nomenclature. I mean, the symbols that we use. Okay, GCF, no? Anong numerators natin? Dalawa yan, guys. We have the 15 pi at saka ano, class? What's the other one? Pi. Very good. Divided by the LCM. LCM ng denominators. So what are the denominators, guys? Ano yung mga denominators natin? We have the 8 and the 3. 8 and the 3. Okay, sige. GCF, guys. Anong GCF ng 15 pi at saka pi? Highest factor that you can divide the two. Yeah, therefore that's the pi. Divided by 8 and 3, that is the 24. So pi over 24. That is our omega O. So kailangan natin ng period n. So this is simply equal sa 2 pi over omega. So 2 pi over omega O. So this is nothing but ano po, 2 pi divided by pi upon 24. And what do we get here, guys? We get 48. We get the 48. Okay? So therefore, our answer, guys, is option letter D. Option letter D. Okay? So, naintindihan, class? Gets naman? Yes. Yes, sir. All right. Okay. So, for a moment lang, guys, no? Yeah, so I hope na hindi naman siya masyadong maka-affect. Ayan, may kasi dito sa E34, guys, no? So, anyway, so let's continue. Okay, so how about this one? So, determine the fundamental period n of the discrete time sinusoid. So, x of n equals sine ng 301 over 4 pi n. So since di na siya composite signal, guys, di na natin kailangan gamitin yung formula kanina, ha? Di naman na siya composite signal. So pagka ganun, is just simply we want to solve for the period n. So this is simply equal sa 2 pi over the omega, which is the frequency, yung kadikit ng n in this case. So if that's the case, we have the 2 pi, okay, up on, ano yan guys? 301 over 301 pi, no? 301 pi over 4. Okay? So what will appear here, yung n natin, so this is equal sa, ano siya, 8 over 301. 8 over 301. So we are able to cancel the pi. Okay, guys. So remember that what I've told you before, this is not the answer. Hindi pa 'to yung answer because 8 over 301 nasa option siya 0.026 but it's not the answer. Okay? Because remember guys, pag discrete time, kailangan ng period natin ay integer. Kailangan ay integer. Okay guys, dapat integer. Kung hindi integer ang lumabas, at least it should be a rational fraction. So rational fraction siya, di ba? 8 over 301. So how do you make this an integer? You need to find the smallest integer na makukuha mo sa 8 over 301 pag inad mo siya several times. Like kunyari, 8 over 301 plus 8 over 301, 16 over 301. Since, di ba? I-add mo siya multiple times with itself. Like 8 over 301 plus 8 over 301 plus 8 over 301. Hahanapin mo siya hanggang maging integer siya. And that would be the period. You understand what I'm saying? Like for example, this is 8 over 301. Pag inad mo siya ng 5 beses sa sarili niya, you'll get 40 over 301. Kaya lang hindi pa rin siya integer. Okay? So hanapin mo yon. Naiintindihan? Kasi 'di ba kapag inad mo siya ng inad sa sarili niya, okay lang 'yun kasi periodic naman siya. Nauulit-ulit pa rin yung values niya. So I hope you understand what I'm saying, no? So you can add it by itself several times and you'll get the same. Kasi nga periodic siya. Okay? Kaya lang class, pagka ganun, iisipin mo pa no? Ganito ang shortcut. Pag hindi mo na isipin, pag nakahanap ka ng fraction, just remove the denominator. For sure, you'll get the smallest number. Okay, that you'll get the smallest integer n. That is a multiple of 8 over 301 and that would be the 8. Okay? Aalisin nyo lang si denominator, guys. Aalisin nyo lang si denominator. So the answer is 8. Okay? Gets ba? Yes. No? Kasi kung ang period mo ay 8 over 301, kaya lang hindi kasi siya uubra dahil dapat integer. So mag-add ka ng mag-add ng 8 over 301 sa sarili multiple times hanggang maging integer na siya. And the smallest integer that is from there, that is actually the true discrete time period natin. Okay? So I hope that that concept is clear sa atin. I hope that concept is clear sa atin. Okay, guys? Yes? Yes. Okay. Sige. So, ayan guys, no? So, siguro I'll just pause this video first. And this is the part 1. So, part 2 later, guys. Okay, so I'll just save this one. Okay? See you guys. So, part 2, ang didiscuss natin ay yung add and event signals. Sige, bye guys.